Hey guys, this is Shades here. Welcome again to Shades' Soapbox. So, it's done. Funimation has confirmed that they have ended relations with Vic Mignongia. It was kind of inevitable, honestly. With how much overwhelming evidence there was of his actions, they didn't really have much choice. It's funny. I had this whole script written out, showing all of the points thus far in this case, but now it's pointless. Vic's career as a voice actor is essentially over. I mean, he was dropped from one of the most well-known dubbing companies in the United States. Who's gonna hire him at this point? Who would want to be associated with that now? Now, let me be perfectly clear here. I'm not bragging about how we took a man down or that we ended a man's career. What I'm happy about is that the victims of his actions can breathe a small sigh of relief that they'll never have to hear his voice in the future works and be reminded of his actions again. I've talked with some of those who he's harmed, and I felt the pain and the rage that they've had over all this, especially with the backlash those victims have had to endure for speaking up. That is why I stood with them. They needed to know that someone had their back. Now, for most of us, this is over. The decision has been made. I know some of you will still refuse to accept that there was any evidence, but note, Funimation conducted their own investigation. What this likely means is that they know things about this whole mess that even we don't. They wouldn't come to this decision lightly, given the obvious backlash that will result from this. But at this point, any choice they made was going to cause them troubles. So, they looked into it and chose what they felt was best. You may still not like it, but at this point, you're going to have to accept it. So what's next? Well, the next obvious step is a court case. I know many of Vic defenders have said, well, if he's so guilty of this, why not take him to court and let the courts decide if he's guilty? That's what it's for. I'm of two minds of this. On the one hand, I agree. Let's take him to court, either criminal or civil, and put an end to this for good. But on the other hand, I've seen how this can end. There's a reason the Me Too movement started. It's because women know how powerful these celebrities can be, especially when they are straight, white, Christian nails. If you think for 1 minute someone like that won't get softballed, I have two words for you. Brock Turner. This was a case where there was eyewitness testimony and physical evidence of someone raping a girl, and yet the judge took pity on the man and gave him a light sentence. Look at all the stories of celebrities who have had such sleazy pasts like Harvey Weinstein. Do you think he would have ever faced any jail time given his reputation prior to this? Likely not. These victims had to speak out and showed that this was real because they had no faith the courts would give them any semblance of justice. Now, I want to comment on some of the attitudes of some people in this hashtag war. On both sides, though being honest, mostly on Vic's, a lot of you were throwing insults like bunch of SJW NPC libtards. Seriously, people? That is how you think you'll win any debate? Same with our side, with some of us calling them alt-right MAGA hat-wearing misogynists. This is not cool at all. I can prove that even at my most frustrated, I never insulted anyone defending Vic. Though I bet most, though certainly not all of the people doing that, were either people looking for clicks/views or simply 4chan trolls looking to stir shit up for the lulz. This isn't new, folks. That's how they operate, and it makes me sick. If anyone on either side is throwing insults instead of having a civil debate, you are not part of the argument. You're just a troll. Hate me all you want, but that's the way I see it. And if anyone on either side was making threats of any kind, shame on you. That is far from acceptable, and I hope you got reported for your actions. Now, I know what some of you are going to pull out, but Shades, some of the VAs were making threats too. Why aren't you calling them out? Well, I will. Jamie Markey's tweet was a little harsh, but she later clarified that she never meant it as a threat, but simply that she wanted Vic to feel the pain he's caused his victims. Not the best way to approach it, admittedly, but she's rightfully pissed given her story with it. Amanda Wynn Lee also made a rather nasty response to one of Vic's defenders. And yeah, I'm not defending that one. I get what she was trying to say. Until you've been in that position, you can't understand the pain these people are suffering. But the way she said it was not worded very well. It was the heat of the moment response, and she has also since apologized and clarified that she didn't mean it as a threat, but more of a warning. Women get harassed all the time, so it will happen to them too. I'm not saying either of these were the best ways to handle this, but given how they've been harassed by Vic's defenders, they were lashing out. You know, I think a post by Rob Gray speaks volumes about this issue. He points out that we need to end this hatred on this. Anger can be used to motivate us, but hatred can only be used to destroy. It's okay to be angry about what Vic may have done, and it's okay to be angry if you feel he's innocent, but it's not okay to hate anyone over this. And there may be more to Vic's issues than we even know. What matters is we listen. We listen to the victims. We believe what they say, even if there's no physical proof. But we also believe that there's good in everyone. I will never say that Vic Mignogna is the devil or the personification of all things bad in the anime industry. No, that would be wrong, and it's totally untrue. He is simply a man who, whether by mental illness or by letting his fame go to his head, felt he could do what he has done till now without consequence. It does not justify his actions, but it means he needs help as well, and until we acknowledge that, things will never change. He has paid the price, and sooner or later he will learn what he has done, and hopefully, he will work to make amends. Some may feel he can never correct his mistakes, but I feel that if he starts now, he can at least reach a point where many of us can give him a second chance. I mean, come on. If there's one thing anime has shown us for all these years, it's that even the most evil of people can be redeemed. So why can't that not apply here? I've seen plenty of people accept this whole thing and have stopped defending Vic, apologizing for being dicks about it. To those people, I say this. Thank you. It takes a lot of courage to admit when you've made a mistake. I've had to do it many times myself. It's part of growing up, admitting you were wrong and learning from it. You're allowed to change your mind if evidence convinces you that you should, and you've become a better person for it. That said, I know I'll still get plenty of Vic's defenders in the comments section, maybe even more than I did with the last one, but I don't care. I'm speaking my mind. My only request is that if you disagree with me, be civil. I know some of you can be, as I've had civil debates with people on Twitter, and I respect those people a lot, despite our disagreements on the matter. Hatred and slander will not earn you any credibility here, so don't bother. If you hurl any insults, especially anyone calling me an SJW or an NPC, I will ignore you. And if you send any threats, I will report you. But if you want to have a civil debate, I will have no qualms in doing so. I will show you the same respect you show me, as it should be. But for now, this is all I have to say on the matter. That's going to do it for me here today, folks. Let me know what you think about this situation in the comments section below. And of course, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you want to see more. And of course, if you want to help me out, there's always a link to my Patreon page. If you want to help support the show, it'd be greatly appreciated. Shout out to Solastar and Jonathan Johnson for your continued donations. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for tuning in as always here on the Soapbox. My name is The Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!